Hold up. Stop right there. Take a good look at this default bacon skin. You see a noob? Or do you see a legend in the making? Because today, we are completely changing the game. But before we drop the beat and dive into today's topic, let's do a quick vibe check. Look down. See that big red subscribe button? Smash it right now. Slam a like on this video and turn on those notifications because if you're part of the Bacon Army, we don't just follow trends, we set them. Hit that sub button and let's get straight into it. You know, lately I've been thinking a lot about success and why some people absolutely crush their goals while everyone else just sits around wishing they had a better life. Look at all the biggest creators, entrepreneurs, and athletes in the world right now. When you see them on your screen, they look like they have it all. The fame, the money, the perfect lifestyle. But what 99% of people completely fail to see is the absolute graveyard of failures, sleepless nights, and silent struggles that it took for them to get to that point. Everyone wants to celebrate the victory, but nobody wants to run the marathon in the dark when nobody is watching. True success is actually a very lonely, boring process. It's about doing the exact same boring, necessary tasks day in and day out, even when you have zero motivation, even when you're tired, and even when your brain is screaming at you to just quit and scroll on social media. The winners in this world aren't the ones with the most talent or the most money from day one. They are simply the ones who refused to quit when things got incredibly hard. They built consistency. They understood that you can't build a mansion today if you aren't willing to lay one single brick perfectly every single day. Let's break this down into reality. Why do most people fail within the first 2 weeks of starting anything new? Whether it's starting a YouTube channel, going to the gym, learning a new language, or building a business. It's because of the reliance on this fake thing called motivation. Motivation is a scam, guys. It's a feeling that shows up after you watch an inspiring movie or a cool video, and it lasts for maybe 24 hours. But what happens on Monday morning when it's raining, you're tired, your head hurts, and you don't want to do the work? Motivation packs its bags and leaves. That is where discipline comes in. Discipline is doing what you hate to do, but doing it like you love it anyway. It's the ability to force yourself to execute when every single fiber of your being is telling you to just lie in bed and play video games. The people who win are the ones who look at their feelings and say, I don't care how I feel. I care about what needs to be done. Look at this default bacon skin right here. It's the perfect metaphor for starting from the absolute bottom. When you start with nothing, people are going to judge you. They are going to underestimate you, and they will tell you that you don't have what it takes to make it. They'll laugh at your cheap setup, your low view count, or your big dreams. But let me tell you a secret. That is your greatest advantage. When you have nothing to lose, you have everything to gain. You don't have a reputation to protect, you don't have eyes on you expecting perfection, and you have the freedom to fail, learn, and experiment completely in the dark. The moment you stop caring about other people's opinions and start focusing 100% of your energy on your own growth, your own skills, and your own discipline, you become completely unstoppable. You don't need a fancy setup or $1 million to start chasing your dreams. You just need the courage to take that very first step and the grit to keep walking through the storm. It's about looking at your current life and deciding what you are willing to give up in order to get to where you want to be. Are you willing to give up hanging out with fake friends who do nothing but complain? Are you willing to give up 3 hours of mindlessly scrolling through short-form videos every night? Are you willing to embrace being misunderstood by people who don't see your vision? Because if you want what 1% of the world has, you have to be willing to do what 99% of the world refuses to do. You have to accept that you might be lonely for a while. You might have to work on your craft while everyone else is out partying. But I promise you, the view from the top is worth every single lonely mile it took to get there. Look at the smartest minds in history. They didn't achieve greatness by trying to please everyone. They focused on one thing and became masters of it. Obsession is a superpower. When you become obsessed with your own progress, when you care more about beating your past self than beating anyone else, the entire universe shifts to make room for you. Stop looking left and right to see what other people are doing. Your only competition is the person looking back at you in the mirror every morning. If you can make that person 1% better every single day, you will be shocked at where you stand 12 months from now. Compound interest doesn't just apply to money. It applies to your habits, your skills, and your mentality. So, if you're listening to this right now and you've been feeling stuck, or if people have been doubting you, I want you to use that negativity as absolute fuel for your fire. Don't waste your breath trying to argue with people who don't believe in you. Don't try to prove them wrong with your words. Prove them wrong with your results. Work so hard in silence that your success makes all the noise for you. Stop waiting for the perfect moment, stop making excuses, and go build the life you actually want to live. All right. That's my deep talk for today, and I hope it gave you guys that extra spark you needed to take action. If this message resonated with your soul, and you want to be part of a community that actually wants to grow, make sure you subscribed at the beginning, drop a comment with a bacon emoji to show you made it to the end of this marathon, and I will see you guys in the next video. Stay focused, stay hungry, and peace out.